Welcome everybody to Bugbears and Brews. My name's Brian and today we're doing Tomb of Annihilation recap number 2. So we started out with uh, the climax of the dinosaur race. If you remember, Fitz got knocked off his T-Rex and the T-Rex was about to munch on him. A bunch of spearmen were about to throw on Fitz to make it a little bit easier on him. And the Allosaurus that was still up in the race went ahead and body checked the T-Rex, and it turned into this T-Rex versus Allosaurus fight. As soon as that happened, all these people just started busting out like bets for which one's going to come out on top. Any players that bet that I recall all went for the Allosaurus. Sadly, they lost. The T-Rex came out on top. But as that was going on, I had Tim do a couple dex saves as he's rolling out of the way of all these spears, and he managed to cross this finish line in second place. Heading up to the top side, Wakanga didn't seem too happy about Tim coming in second, Fitz coming in second, and started kind of being a dick. But after a couple minutes of the being a dick ploy, he let on that, like, you know what, I really don't care, because you guys all thought that he bet against himself, but he actually did. He was an honest man. He bet for himself. But the main thing is, the Allosaurus that the T-Rex took down was actually his biggest competitor, so having that Allosaurus gone was worth it to him, even if it meant a second place win. So he did give 50 gold, which is 10% of the second place earnings, to Fitz for piloting whatever you want to call it, the mount. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to have a big party at my house tonight to celebrate the death of that Allosaurus and your second place win. Come on by and we will, have a party. And I guess you can bring your lackeys too, referring to the rest of the party there. From there, before the party, you guys went about and went ahead and investigated some of the rumors that you heard. For the people that don't play at my table, what I did is I sent out an email and said, here's everything of interest that you could probably find given enough time in the game. So taking consideration of not wanting to do a game and a half of rumor finding and trying to find leads and everything like that, I said, here's everything. You guys think about it ahead of time, pick a couple things that you want to investigate. So during the time after the race but before the party, I said, let me know if there's anything you want to know about any of these situations or these rumors that you found. I can elaborate to them as much as the person you would have heard it from could tell you there. And so we cleared a couple of those things up, or got a little bit more information on some of those, and then we went off to Wakanga's house. Big party going on, people fighting and having lots of fun. Let's see here, highlights of the party. Barlow found Wakanga's private library, which was actually being used as the makeout room, and he found a map of Chult that had some pieces of the Chult that you guys didn't have, namely the Aldani Basin, and then there's a little section off to the east of where you guys are planning on going, and that was some sort of, they said, somewhere in this area there's a Grung village, but they're not quite sure where. Let's see here. Sidon, he just kind of enjoyed the party, didn't do it, go out and try to do anything special or anything like that. Didn't try to cause any mischief. The Osen, sorry, I don't have my player names up in front of me. I think the Osen, I think that's Jose's new character, wound up to hook up with a chick, even though he's trying to impress some girl back at in Waterdeep there. So better hope rumors don't spread. Man, I'm really bad with Nivar. Went ahead and tried to find out a little bit more about a lost airship, and it turns out that the lost airship that was missing from Waterdeep is probably related to Fizzletink. They don't know this game. They don't really know much about Fizzletink, so I mean, they know kind of who he is because of the people from Waterdeep, but that's about it. Fitz, on the other hand, Wakanga tried to talk Fitz out of going on the adventure and just being his jockey all the time, for at least until the party gets, until his original jockey gets back on his legs and whatnot from the broken leg. Carr just kind of hung around and I don't want to say acted like Navarre's lackey, but kind of latched on to Navarre's. Like Navarre seems to be the guy to follow around. From there, you guys met up with Flask and River to talked about where you guys are going. Eventually, you decided that you're going to go to try. There's a rumor going on about some sort of Naga in some ruins to the southwest of where you guys currently are. That said, though, the major stick in the mud was you guys have to go to the northeast to get your expedition writ. Without it, if you come across any of the Flaming Fist that are patrolling the area, they didn't quite say if it's legal or not, but they could take all your gear, take all your finds, and you're kind of screwed in the jungle without having that writ there if you come across anybody that might cause some trouble there. But you decided, let's not chance it. The writ's only 50 gold. We'll go ahead and head up there. But you had the debate of, what are we going to do with River and Flask? Are we paying them? Are we not paying them for this time in between? And you guys decided, you know what? Let's try to strike a deal. River and Flask agreed to waive all their fees for an equal share of money. And there was kind of some debate which way was the right way to go, which way wasn't it. But in the end, you guys decided to give them equal shares. From there, you headed up to the fort that was run by the Flaming Fist, Fort Belleron, I believe it was. And you didn't even want to, let's just get this writ, get out of here. And you walk up to the guy that hands out the writs, and he's like, you know what? I got this issue I want you guys to check out. You do that for me, I'll give you a writ for free. The main thing is that there's these giant humanoid footprints probably about 2 days east. You bring it back some form of evidence that of what could be making these things, and you can get your writ for free. And if you bring back like physical evidence, you'll get a little something extra on top of it. So you guys reluctantly agreed to do that, mainly because money's kind of tight right now, but let's go ahead and do it. So you headed off into the jungle. I will say, like, the 5-day trek in between was kind of exposition-y, kind of gave you a little rundown of things you could see flowing through the knowledge of River and Flask, telling you, like, oh, watch out for these plants are good, these plants are bad, stay away from X, Y, and Z. I promised I'd get you a list. I'll try to remember to email that out tomorrow. But heading out the first day in the jungle, you came across a Stegosaurus. Carr thought it was really cool. You guys thought maybe it's what made the footprints. It's really big, but wasn't hard to tell that it wasn't what made the footprints. Carr did draw it, and I will say, Aaron, later, anything he drew, he sent a little email with like black and white drawings. He didn't do them, but he found found pictures of like old school D&D campaign guides and that kind of things. The old black and white artwork. And this is what Carr drew. So that's pretty cool there. And then from there, you guys, took a look at Stegosaurus, amazed it. The Osin kind of wanted to go up and pet it, but you guys talked him out of it. Headed out a little bit further east, though. Eventually came into a section that was frozen. Even it's in the jungle, though. It was like 30 degrees cooler than what, sorry, not 30 degrees cooler, it's 30 degrees below zero. So everything was just, frozen sheen across it, really glassy, look from the ice and all that kind of stuff. And in the center of this was 2 frost giants, and you guys couldn't make out what they were saying. Luckily, Barlow was able to cast Comprehend Languages, and they were 2 giants. They were definitely tracking something. What it was, or somebody, I should say. Who it is, you don't know. You know it's a he. And they feel like they're pretty close to wherever he is, but they didn't talk about names or anything like that. Eventually, they split up and tried to find out where he is, or find tracks for that. And that's when you guys bolted in and tried to find any sort of evidence. Carr quickly took a sketch and took a sketch of the boot print, but didn't have anything for scale reference. Luckily, you did find a beard ring that was probably about the size of a bangle for you guys. So like a little ring that goes on the beard, and Viking-esque type deals there. In short, though, you guys found frost giants. And you immediately headed out the area like, let's not mess with them. You got back to the fort and grabbed your writ and headed on out. From there, you made it back to Port Nyanzaru, or Nyanzaru. I forget what the. Why am I struggling with the port name? Oh well, you made it back to the port. Let's move on. I know that's not the name, but I'll remember it here after I log off the video here. Got back to the port, grabbed your goods, planned your goal. But I will say, since you had physical evidence, you got 5 magic arrows. The guard let you know they're extra damaging arrows, which is our way of saying +1 ammo or arrows. And immediately you guys probably are, I don't want to say in the hole more for what you would have paid Flask and River, but you immediately realized that you made the wrong decision by agreeing to give them an equal share as opposed to paying them for their time. Because now they get, essentially there's 2 of them out of the 8 of you, including them. There's 8 people total, so they get 25% of all loot found. That's a pretty big cut. There's jokes about maybe getting them into the jungle and killing them off. Yeah, so this one here, I know I kind of glazed over a lot of stuff here, but it was a lot of, just exposition, telling you bits and pieces. I admitted that night, like an hour afterward, that hey, this wasn't my best session. I had a lot of phone shit going on with people trying to call me, even though I told them I'm at D&D and whatnot. So that was kind of pestersome. A couple people just. I don't want to say not paying attention, but like a couple people were in, had some personal stuff going on, and so they weren't in the best of moods, and that kind of I'd taken that energy, and then a couple people were clearly wanting to get to the meat and potatoes of the game, so I tried to do the best as I could with trying to hurry it up. I think I did an okay job now that I look back at it, but still, it's not my ideal forte. That said, next session should be really. I got plans. So it's not the best session, but it got it. It's the second session of the campaign. We can't expect a lot. We should hopefully get our first combat in soon. We are level 2 though, so remember, level up to level 2, and we will start our trek into the jungle down to. So your plan is to go down the river. And then from the river, skirt around the active camp of the Order of the Gauntlet. That way, you guys heard rumors of them kind of constricting travelers into service. You brought some extra supplies as like a, hey, we don't want to be in the service. Here, take our supplies instead. And then you want to stop by some Mabala location that is rumored to have a witch doctor that could bring people back to life, even post this death curse, and then from there head on out and try to find this ruin that has the Naga. So looking forward to that. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.